What makes life worth living? Is it the money we accumulate, the applause we receive? Or is there something more, something that transcends temporary gains? The Stoics believed that the key to a meaningful life lies not in what we possess, but in how we live. Now imagine, if you could adopt just 3 simple habits to transform your day and your life, would you do it? This is the invitation of Stoicism. Let's explore how these daily practices, grounded in ancient wisdom, can completely change the way you see the world, act in it, and find inner peace. Life happens in the present moment, but do we really live this way? Often, we are physically in one place, but mentally in another, stuck in memories of the past, worries about the future, or constant distractions. This disconnect between body and mind robs us of the ability to live fully. But what would it take to truly be present? Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, faced challenges that could easily divert him from the present. As the leader of a vast empire, he was surrounded by political intrigues, military responsibilities, and decisions affecting millions of lives. Yet, even in the face of this burden, he made a point to remind himself of the importance of focusing on the present moment. In his meditations, he wrote, "Stop letting your mind wander. Focus on what you are doing in the moment. Perform each task as if it were the last you will ever do." These words offer us a powerful insight. The present is all we truly have. The past is gone, the future is not yet here, and the only way to impact both is by acting in the here and now. Why is the present so hard to live in? Today, we face an avalanche of distractions that pull us away from the present. Social media, constant notifications, multiple browser tabs, emails, and a never-ending list of commitments divide our attention. Multitasking is often celebrated as a sign of productivity, but studies show that trying to do several things at once actually reduces efficiency and increases stress. The modern paradox is clear. We have more tools to save time than ever, but we've never felt so pressured or so busy. We are always doing something, but rarely present. This disconnect not only affects our productivity, but also robs us of the joy of small things. The taste of a cup of coffee, the sound of the wind, or the smile of someone nearby. The Stoics, however, saw the present moment as a training ground for the mind. For them, being present was a form of discipline, an exercise in controlling one's attention, and a way to create inner harmony. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic teachers, once said, "It is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them." He reminds us that when we lose touch with the present moment, we often give in to thoughts that amplify problems or create unnecessary tensions. Being present may seem simple, but in essence, it is a revolutionary act. When you truly inhabit the present, you begin to notice things that were once overlooked. For example, the vibrant color of the leaves on a tree on the way to work, the rhythmic sound of your footsteps as you walk, the sparkle in someone's eyes while talking to you. These small moments, often ignored, are the pieces that build a meaningful life. Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. He believed that by focusing on the now, we free ourselves from the chains of the past and the anxiety of the future, living with more clarity and serenity. He described this practice as a way to clear the mind and face life with simplicity. Rather than getting lost in complexities or distractions, Marcus Aurelius teaches us that there is power in approaching each task with full attention. Epictetus, who started his life as a slave and became one of the most influential Stoic teachers, exemplified the importance of living in the present. He faced unimaginable adversity, but never lost the ability to focus on what was under his control. He wrote, "He who is truly attentive lives more intensely, for he does not waste his mind on what is already gone or what is yet to come." Epictetus believed that by focusing on the present moment, we develop the strength to face any challenges. His story is a powerful reminder that, regardless of external circumstances, we have the power to choose where we place our attention. Adopting the practice of the present moment doesn't require major changes in your routine, but it does require consistency. Here are a few simple practices inspired by the Stoics to get started. 1. Conscious breathing. Start your day with 5 minutes of deep breathing. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and focus solely on your breath. Breathe deeply through your nose, hold the air for a few seconds, and exhale slowly through your mouth. This not only calms the mind, but also helps anchor you in the present moment. 2. Full focus on tasks. When doing a task, no matter how simple, like washing dishes or replying to an email, give it your full attention. Notice the details of what you are doing, like the texture of the foam or the sound of the keyboard. This small act of mindfulness can turn everyday activities into something more meaningful. 3. Intentional pause. Throughout the day, take moments to simply pause. This might be while waiting in line or before a meeting. Use these minutes to observe your surroundings, listen to the sounds around you, or simply feel your breath. 4. Avoid the automatic. Ask yourself, how many times do you automatically pick up your phone without a real reason? Start noticing these impulses, and instead of going on autopilot, ask yourself if it is truly necessary at that moment. As you adopt the practice of the present moment, you will notice deep changes. Stress begins to decrease as you no longer worry about what you cannot control. Productivity increases because your energy is directed toward what really matters. And, most importantly, life begins to feel richer and fuller. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca showed us that being present is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. In the modern age, this practice is more relevant than ever. It is a reminder that even in a fast-paced world, serenity and purpose are within our reach, in the simple act of living in the now. Finally, remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. Live as if every act of yours were the last. This is not only a Stoic practice, it is a way to transform your life. Application in daily life. Living with death in mind. In the modern world, where distractions are constant and the pursuit of productivity can leave us exhausted and disconnected from ourselves, the practice of memento mori offers a renewed perspective. Incorporating reflection on death into daily life can be simple, yet profoundly transformative. One practical way to apply this reflection is, upon waking, to take a moment to contemplate life and death. Ask yourself, what if today were my last day? Am I living in alignment with my deepest values? Am I dedicating time to the people and activities that truly matter? This simple exercise of awareness helps redefine the day's priorities, eliminates trivial concerns, and focuses on what is truly meaningful. When we remember that time is limited, we become more intentional about how we use it. Additionally, reflecting on death can be a powerful tool to dispel fear. Often, we fear failure or judgment from others, but when we acknowledge life's finitude, this fear diminishes. What truly matters in the end is whether we are living honestly and in alignment with our principles. This understanding gives us the courage to act with more authenticity and confidence. Stoic reflections on death. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, offers a vivid example of how he used memento mori to stay focused on the essentials. As emperor of a vast empire full of challenges, he was aware of his mortality. He used this awareness to make more balanced and just decisions. By constantly reminding himself that life could end at any moment, he did not get caught up in petty problems and dedicated himself more fully to what truly contributed to the well-being of his people and his mission as a leader. In one of his meditations, Marcus Aurelius writes, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do." He used this reflection to ensure his efforts were aligned with his virtues and values. Instead of getting lost in daily worries or external pressures, he chose to focus on what was essential. This daily practice of remembering his finitude helped him maintain serenity in the face of adversity. In addition to Marcus Aurelius, other Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Seneca also incorporated reflection on death into their daily practices. Epictetus, for example, taught that by living with death in mind, we can make wiser and more balanced decisions. He viewed mortality as a form of freedom. When we are not afraid of death, we are not afraid to live fully. Final reflection: the freedom of memento mori. Adopting the practice of memento mori is a way to bring clarity and focus to our daily lives. By remembering death, we free ourselves from trivialities and allow ourselves to live more intentionally, prioritizing what truly matters. This gives us the opportunity to appreciate each moment as a gift and to act in alignment with our deepest values without getting lost in the distractions of the modern world. Ultimately, it is through this practice that we achieve a life of greater purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. In The Obstacle is the Way, Holiday examines how Stoic principles of perseverance, accepting adversity, and controlling emotions can be applied to dealing with problems in the modern world. He shares stories of people who use these teachings to overcome significant obstacles in their lives, such as Thomas Edison, Steve Jobs, and Michael Jordan. By focusing on controlling reactions to obstacles rather than despairing over difficulties, these figures manage to excel in their fields. Holiday argues that Stoicism is a practical philosophy, offering an instruction manual for dealing with life's inevitable challenges, whether in professional, personal, or emotional realms. In a world filled with distractions and frequent difficulties, Stoic teachings help bring a clearer perspective, focused on action and continuous growth, regardless of external circumstances. Stoicism in the business world and professional performance. In the business world, Stoic teachings have been increasingly adopted by business leaders looking to improve their decision-making and leadership skills. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, and Tim Ferriss, author of The 4-Hour Workweek, are examples of public figures who have shown interest in and applied Stoic practices in their lives and businesses. The Stoic concept of controlling only what is within our capabilities is particularly useful for entrepreneurs. Often, success in business depends on being able to focus on the actions we can control and accepting that we cannot dominate everything. Stoic business leaders apply this philosophy by making difficult decisions calmly, maintaining a balanced perspective in the face of failure and uncertainty. They also seek to learn from failures, rather than fearing them, recognizing that adversity offers an opportunity for growth and improvement. Another essential aspect of Stoicism in the corporate world is resilience. Stoicism teaches the cultivation of the ability to remain unshaken in the face of difficulties, a vital principle for those who lead or manage teams. When faced with difficult situations, Stoic business people do not let stress or anger overpower them, but instead remain calm and seek constructive solutions. This approach allows them to make rational decisions, even under pressure, and inspire confidence in their teams. Stoicism in sports and athlete performance. In sports, Stoicism has been adopted by athletes to help them handle competition pressure, maintain focus, and build resilience in the face of adversity. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Cristiano Ronaldo are just a few examples of athletes who have demonstrated a mindset focused on Stoic principles. The idea of what is necessary is central to Stoic philosophy and highly relevant for high-performance athletes. Instead of lamenting injuries, failures, or hardships, these athletes embrace the philosophy of acceptance and focus on what they can control: their training, mindset, and attitude. For them, failure is not an end, but an opportunity for learning and growth. The concept of memento mori, remembering death, is also powerful for athletes, as it reminds them that time is limited and every opportunity to compete should be cherished. For example, Michael Jordan stood out not only for his technical skill, but also for his Stoic mindset. His ability to stay focused, not be shaken by adversity, and view challenges as opportunities for overcoming is a direct reflection of the teachings of Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius. Cultural connections. Stoicism in various traditions. While Stoicism has its roots in ancient Greece and Rome, its principles are not limited to this philosophy. Many of the concepts found in Stoicism echo in various other philosophical, spiritual, and religious traditions around the world, such as Buddhism, Christianity, and even Eastern mindfulness traditions. One practice closely related to Stoicism in the Buddhist tradition is mindfulness. Mindfulness focuses on living in the present moment and cultivating full awareness of our thoughts, feelings, and actions without judgment. Like Stoics, Buddhists believe that suffering arises from attachment to external things, and that true inner peace comes from accepting impermanence and practicing self-discipline. Both Buddhism and Stoicism teach that we should be aware of what is outside our control and learn to focus on what we can change, our attitude and our response to life's challenges. Both advocate for a balanced life, free from anxiety about the future and regret over the past. Reflections in religious texts. Religious texts, such as the Psalms in the Judeo-Christian tradition, also reflect many of Stoicism's principles. In the Psalms, we see prayers and reflections on accepting divine will and seeking wisdom in the midst of adversity. Like Stoicism, there is an emphasis on maintaining faith and serenity regardless of life's difficulties. Additionally, the practice of introspection, found both in Stoicism and in many religious traditions, is fundamental to the search for a deeper meaning in life. Contemplating our own thoughts and actions with the goal of improving oneself is something that connects these philosophies and spiritual practices throughout history. Stoicism as a global practice. What makes Stoicism unique and relevant today is its universality. It doesn't matter where or when a person lives. The principles of self-mastery, accepting adversity, and focusing on the present moment are practices that everyone can adopt. Whether in the business world, sports, religion, or spiritual practices, Stoicism offers a powerful lens through which to understand life and improve our daily experience. In an increasingly interconnected world, we see how these traditions and philosophies are not restricted to one specific culture or time period. The search for practical wisdom and mental self-sufficiency transcends boundaries, connecting different cultures and traditions in a common pursuit of a well-lived life. Stoicism, with its timeless wisdom, offers us a direct path to transform our way of living, not through external achievements, but through internal change in our perspective, attitudes, and reactions. The beauty of Stoicism lies precisely in its simplicity. It does not require a radical transformation of our external life, but invites us to change the way we think, how we react to challenges, and how we relate to what is beyond our control. The practice of living in the present moment, for example, is a way to restore our attention and mental discipline. In the whirlwind of the modern world, where we are constantly bombarded by distractions and obligations, Stoicism asks us to stop, breathe, and focus on what is before us. By doing so, we find a calm peace, which comes not from the absence of challenges, but from the ability to face them with calm and clarity. The daily review of our actions leads us to constructive introspection. It is not a critical examination to punish ourselves, but an opportunity for continuous growth. By reviewing what we have done and what we can improve, we cultivate self-awareness and develop the ability to learn from our mistakes, adjusting our course toward our greater purpose. This exercise not only strengthens our self-understanding, but brings us closer to a life more aligned with our values and principles. Finally, the practice of memento mori, remembering death, is perhaps the most powerful of Stoic tools. Instead of paralyzing us with the fear of finitude, it awakens us to the preciousness of each moment. By reflecting on our mortality, we are prompted to evaluate the quality of our lives and focus on what truly matters. This encourages us to abandon procrastination, set aside distractions, and concentrate our energy on what is meaningful. Mortality is not a condemnation. It is a reminder that time is limited and we must make the best use of it. The contemporary world is often a scene of chaos and uncertainty, where daily worries, external demands, and constant distractions can leave us adrift. Stoicism, however, offers a safe harbor amid this turmoil. It teaches us to find inner peace, regardless of what is happening around us. The key lies in our ability to control our reactions and perspective. By applying the 3 daily habits, living in the present, reviewing our actions, and reflecting on death, we are able to transform even the most difficult moments into opportunities for growth. When we understand that suffering and difficulties are an integral part of life and not something to be feared or avoided, we gain a more balanced and resilient perspective. This allows us to maintain tranquility and clarity, even in the most challenging situations. It doesn't matter what happens in our external life. True peace comes from our internal response. The practice of Stoicism, therefore, allows us to take control of the only aspect of our lives that we can truly control: our own minds. Adopting Stoicism also helps us find purpose and meaning in our daily actions. There is no need to wait for a grand revelation or extraordinary event to recognize the value of life. By focusing on the small things, our ability to live virtuously, help others, improve ourselves, every moment becomes significant. Stoicism teaches us that life does not need to be perfect to be good. It simply needs to be lived with intention and attention. The value of life does not lie in external circumstances, but in how we choose to live it. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reflects on the impermanence of life and the importance of acting with virtue at every moment. He reminds us that life is not good or bad by itself, but it is our perception and choices that determine how we live it. This perspective frees us from the incessant search for ideal circumstances and invites us to embrace what we have now, cultivate gratitude, and live with a sense of purpose. As he said, life is neither good nor bad. It is our perception that makes it so. By applying these lessons in our lives, we begin to see that everything, the obstacles, the challenges, the triumphs, and the setbacks, are all part of a larger picture. The meaning of life lies not in avoiding hardship, but in responding to it with virtue, wisdom, and strength. By facing difficulties with a Stoic mindset, we create the foundation for a life full of purpose and meaning. In the end, Stoicism is not just a philosophy, but a way of life. It is an invitation to be present in each moment, to choose how we respond to life's challenges, and to live with intention and integrity. It encourages us to focus on what we can control, to accept what we cannot, and to find peace in the face of adversity. Through the practice of Stoicism, we learn that the obstacles we face are not stumbling blocks, but stepping stones on the path to wisdom and personal growth. This philosophy offers us a roadmap for living a life of resilience, inner peace, and purpose, regardless of the circumstances surrounding us. By embracing the Stoic principles of acceptance, self-discipline, and virtue, we become better equipped to handle the challenges of modern life. Stoicism offers us timeless wisdom for navigating the complexities of existence and achieving true happiness, not through external success, but through internal transformation. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more videos on how to transform your life with Stoic principles. Remember, true change starts from within. See you in the next video, and may you continue walking the path of wisdom and inner peace. Take care.